I don't believe in pineapple on pizza. Thank you, Johnny. Oh, this one's probably also gonna run like crap. Start page. And we'd be in that one too. Oh, that's a game. Oh. I thought you were just talking about pineapple on pizza in general, and I was just like, no. Pathways completed, 0 of 9. Okay, so thank you to Keymailer for the free key to this game as well. This is actually one that I was just offered, and it looked intriguing. Yes, I do have a recommended game section. A lot of it is my brother recommending some weird things, but Mugenics is one that I actually want to try. Darkness, fear. This doesn't look like it's gonna run that well either. A sense of falling as if in a dream. I won't touch that goose one. That goose one just makes me uncomfortable. As if in a dream and struggling to wake up. Okay. You awaken lying. Okay, hang on. Let's do extra fast, thank you. Lying on your... That didn't change at all. On your side in a strange forest. There's a Relor in chat. Catch that Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure my brother was the one who recommended the questionable. Try to remember how you got there. But draw a blank. Also, Justin, we may or may not be doing a multi-world at some point when I finish with the one that I'm in with Plain Old Trey. If anyone would want to join, anyone is free to join. I have not posted the thing yet because I don't know when Plain Old Trey's is gonna end. And honestly, I'll probably wait till I finish just one of the two that I have with Plain Old Trey. It's gonna be async. I prefer async. 100% async.
Yay, Mom! Yay!
Slowly and laboriously, you find your feet to stand and start to take in your immediate surroundings. You are in a clearing encircled by forest. I'm sure this runs so much better without OBS, but right now this is just dragging. Looking south, two paths diverge into the wild or wilderness. Okay. Wait, does it say skip typing? Oh, I can look around. Okay. Alright, that's what we're gonna have to do is skip the typing and just read it as... Okay, but it disappeared. Okay, hang on. There we go. The leftmost looks pleasant with early morning sunlight dancing amongst branches and bright, colorful flowers lining its sides. The path to the right appears less traveled by. It is somewhat overgrown with a dark canopy looming overhead. Uneven rocks and knots of exposed tree roots pockmark its surface. Okay, this was described as being puzzly. Continue. Right path! Always take the road less traveled. Skip typing again. You struggle along the uneven and sometimes overgrown path. After a few hours, you think you hear something and pick up pace, jogging towards the source. You see a clearing up ahead. Near its center sits an odd mechanical device that appears to be making the noise you heard on the trail. As you draw nearer, the sound abruptly stops, almost as if the machine senses your presence. As you look around, you see a bridge over a deep gorge to your right and a new path back out of the clearing to your left. The bridge looks decrepit and rickety and climbs to a rocky outcrop further up on the other side. You faintly hear the sound of running water echoing up from the deep within the chasm as the bridge attempts to cast long shadows down it into the dark abyss below it. I kind of wish that the image didn't move, because I feel like it would run better. But I understand why they did. You carefully negotiate the bridge as it swings creakily high above the river below. Sweat builds as the sun beats down upon you. Looking down makes you feel dizzy, so you resolve to fix your eyes on the other end of the bridge as you carefully place one foot in front of the other. About midway along, one of the planks suddenly breaks under your foot. Target 5 or greater, fortune imposes upon you. What? Are we playing D&D right now? Roll 5 and pass. There is game audio. It's quiet. Can we just skip typing for everything? You quickly extend your hand, grasping for anything. I was gonna say, it should be coming through. Let me just see real quick. Which I can't see until I go back into the game, because it... Yeah, it's coming through. It's just quiet. Like in the game itself. You quickly extend your hand, grasping for anything, and luckily catch the rope railing in the nick of time. And I want you to know, this is the game. Because OBS is just like, no, I'm fine right now. Like, it's not dropping frames or anything. This is just the game. So I think there might be some optimization that's needed. Yeah. Proceeding extra carefully. And like, I wish there was a setting where I could just skip all of the... I didn't mean to hit main menu. Oh well. To skip all of the typing. I didn't save. That's unfortunate. But like, there's no setting for that. I wonder if that's like just an instant you, because it's the first role you encounter, it's automatically saved. Skip intro. Skip text. Continue. Something that seems a bit odd. Like, I'm assuming I have better than that? I forget what this one is, actually. I def do. Okay, cool. I don't know what this thing is issued. Well, yeah, that is kind of silly.
I'm watching a video.
You're watching a video. But yeah, if the devs ever watch this, please, please, please just include a setting that just skips all of the typing. Because having to skip typing for every single thing and then not having the option for something like this is kind of really frustrating.
Oh, that's you.
That's me? No way.
That's you on the TV.
That's me on the TV? No way. Hungo! Welcome in, Hungo. How are you? Proceeding extra carefully, you arrive at the other side. Yeah,
'Twas the night before
my
Christmas.
YouTube has apparently autoplayed me,
Neon was
so that's
stirring
fun. Thanks, Awakening!
like a little bitch. The Inkwell and copyright said
That
their
rando's a lot of
prayers.
fun, in case anyone hasn't done that. That was an old clip. And continue along a connecting path, veering. Stunty wants to join for Fearwood? Is that what it's called? Fearwood? Something like that? Veering left. It's one of the easiest randomizers I've ever learned to. I would do the Ladix one and not the Zelda 4 one. Just because of how the mechanics are. Especially if you've done like a Link to the Past rando, the Ladix one kind of lines up better with that kind of thought process. I tried the Z4R and it was not for me. As you walk, you notice the terrain is drier, rockier than before, and the forest is thinning out a little. Eventually, you come to an old crumbling wall bordering the left-hand side of the path up ahead. Based on what remains to what purpose this wall once served, you can only guess. You stop to look around and take in the view on the path near the north end of the wall. While looking around, you think you catch out of the corner of your eye something move at the far end of the wall. Perhaps only a shadow in the wind? Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. I want the sword and the stone. Can I get the sword and the stone? We'll continue along the path because I don't trust Shadow. Hey, big guy. Guess what? Chicken butt. As you walk, you start to notice more elevation in the path ahead, and after more time see foothills in the distance. The steeper inclines test you physically, and you stop a couple of times to catch your breath. After struggling on for a few hours, you reach the top of one of the first foothills. The twilight air is cool with a light breeze, and from this elevated position you admire the sparse pinpoints of starlight beginning to shine through a gradually darkening blue sky. Your view of the land about you is partially obstructed in certain directions by other foothills of various heights and patches of trees and undergrowth growing atop them as well as in the valleys between them. However, from what you can tell, the path ahead takes a sharp left turn and heads east across partially forested foothills. The south and west appear to contain more heavily forested foothills that yield no paths through. It may be a trick of the eyes in growing darkness, but for a moment you could have sworn you saw a faint outline of a large structure somewhere beyond the foothills to the south. Well, then we'll go to the south. This ain't your garden variety vegetable. Vitunia, a large voracious monster plant, grows out of the ground in front of you. I am unarmed, so let's just run from it. You attempt to flee. Result? Target 32. 13. Oh. Eh, 69. That would have been funny. Success! Like, you don't actually roll the dice or anything, so, like, that's another thing that I'm just like, okay, so we're really just watching this. We're not even really experiencing much. You managed to escape. Perhaps not all that surprisingly, a plant that is stuck in the ground is easy to walk around and avoid if you do so carefully. You escape successfully. No, I didn't. The only thing I've clicked is skip typing and continue. And like whichever option out of the two. Luminion appears. Catch that Pokemon. He's so pretty fishy. As the last remnants of light fade into the surrounding hills, you walk a dark path headed east. I wanted to go south. Rude. The night sky seems to glow in comparison to the ever-darkening forested hills you are traversing. The trees throw menacing, elongated shapes onto the ground around you, and more than once you get the uneasy feeling that someone or something is watching you. Well into the night, you notice an opening off the road to the right up ahead. As you approach, you can see it runs into a valley between a series of foothills. As at the valley's nadir? Is that how you say that one? That's not a word I'm familiar with, but okay. The side road runs down to an immense flat structure quite a distance away. The structure appears to sit close to the ground as if half submerged. As you get closer to the intersection, you start to see more details such as twisted metal and large portions of the structure caved in. Judging from various starburst patterns, it seems likely damage has occurred from a series of large explosions. Upon reaching the intersection, you contemplate investigating the structure further. However, what you guessed to have been the entry point now appears to be a pile of impassable rubble, and this added to the level of visibility in the dead of the night dissuades you from the idea. Instead, you decide to press forward on the present path. After a time, the hills begin to reduce to smaller foothills that are more thickly covered in trees and foliage. Not too long after you come to a clearing with a small shack in it. From the outside, it looks unassuming, a little disheveled, and long abandoned. You find the front door ajar. You enter cautiously and look around. Inside is an old bed with broken springs, a wooden table with a bench along one side, and a kitchenette-looking area. There are some candles on the table, which you manage to light after some trouble in creating a spark from flint. The hills! The hills are alive with the sound of music. From flint and a piece of scrap metal, perhaps steel, you find around the property. Finally, in a place of relative comfort and security, an intense lethargy and tiredness hits you. We're gonna do this because that's been an hour now. I feel like something next to me is playing music and I can't tell. I will say there are definitely chunks of this where I'm like, you could have given me an option and you didn't. So that's kind of upsetting. No, it sounded like one of the Tamagotchis or something, but neither one is on. His camera's off, his tablet's off. I don't fucking know. Oh, hey, that's me. With bleary eyes, you close the door and lie down on the mattress. As the candle flames flicker, creating dancing shadows into the aging night. You drift off to sleep. I feel like it's playing an old dial-up game. You're dancing. What? Can I grab the star? I can't grab the star. Okay. The dream fades and you slowly open your eyes. Okay. Oh gosh, okay. You slowly stir to consciousness. You have a crawly feeling on your skin and quickly jump out of the bed in response. Given the swiftness of the move, you bump your head on an overhanging shelf. Rubbing your head in the morning light, you notice a couple of things for the first time. Firstly, you notice a frame lying face down in a corner of the shack that you also missed upon first entry. Turning over the frame, you see a watercolor painting of what appears to be a man and young lady, yet they are somehow vertically elongated and have what seem to you to be exaggerated facial features. Each have what look like some kind of rifle in hand and are posing over a beast, a fresh kill it seems. Their attire is not like something you've seen before in this setting. Their collars seem ridiculously high and their clothing material appears shiny and metallic. While the color of the painting is generally faded, the whiteness of their smiles seems to strike you as particularly bright and fresh compared to the rest of the painting. Bruh. Secondly, and more importantly, you notice some kind of lock on the door that in your hunger and tiredness you overlooked the night before. The lock appears to be engaged. It must have done so automatically when the door closed. Given the windows are barred, you quickly realize that you are trapped and will need to find a way to unlock the door to exit the shack. Before attempting this, you stand for a moment and take in the rest of the room in the morning light. And like there's nothing that I can click on in these images, which is like that's why I'm like, why is it even something that I can move? Oh, I can click on something. Okay. It's just super delayed, I guess. Okay. Click and drag 3D object to rotate. Picture frame up on the wall. Quite dark for some reason, hard to make out. Okay. You approach the door and inspect the lock closely. Now we're getting into puzzles. Not that I have any idea what the answer is gonna be. See, this is like it moving every time I move my mouse actually kind of annoys me. Something on the back of the mirror frame. Hello, let me out. Okay, but now I can't get back. Yes, that's me hitting the door. See, like, you were wanting me to spin something, but every time I move the mouse, everything moves on the picture. Like, don't. Just don't, please. And, like, I literally have no way to get out of this. Yeah, so I feel like this game needs some work. Because, like, now I'm just stuck. And it won't even let me save, so I can't. Yeah. Alright. Alright, I'm done with that. This game just made me mad. Like, without giving me options, it really kind of hindered what was looking to be a fun game. Because if you look on Steam, there's a lot more puzzle aspect that it looks like it has than what we saw here. And the fact that it ran so poorly in the game itself, and OBS was just like, this is fine. It's usually backwards. Like, usually the games will run okay and OBS will be struggling, or they will both struggle. But the fact that you get stuck in a lock puzzle and can't get out of the lock puzzle, that's a problem. Because as I showed you, there's no save. There was no save that was allowed. So hopefully the devs tweak some things. Because I feel like it definitely needs some help. I will try that one off stream to see if it runs any better though. But yeah, that was upsetting. It had such promise, and then so much of it was not what was shown in images. So that was like misleading too.